Great morning, great afternoon, great evening. Hey, love. Hey, love. Hey, love. I'm Jessie C. Love, teacher love, coach love. This is the Sun Price segment. And I almost feel like just saying, I don't know the time I'm coming on. Oh, good Lord. You ever feel like your day is mapped out and you don't do exactly what it is that you need to do, and then the time just seems like it slips away from you? I'm going to have to go back to writing down a list and sticking to it as much as possible, other than what I know I need to do, and not watching anything before I need to do what I got to do. Because today wasn't, man, after working out, it just wasn't the greatest. Anyway, Save Our Marriage Empowerment with prayer, reflection, revelation, inspiration, courageous conversation, and encouragement, enlightenment segment. Episodes for the healthy-minded people who are or desire to have a faithful, loving, respectful, and progressive marriage by adding happiness to the happiness that came to you. It is my goal that these segments will stimulate you. Encourage you, enlighten you to have some kind of extra enthusiasm to reinvent or continuously improve and assist in maintaining a very healthy marriage. Marriage, as I was told by a husband, and actually it was more of a reminder, it's a higher level of commitment. Yeah. Two individuals coming together with all of their experiences, however old they are, however old the other one is, you bringing all that into a marriage. You're not only praying, you're being interdependent, because everything that you do immediately impacts, affects, and effects your spouse. Everything. And then on the outside of the house, it also affects them. Why do I keep wanting to say infect? I don't know. Woo, marriage is a ministry, is my belief. Not only in the home, your neighbors, your neighborhood, your community, and possibly the world if they see you. What kind of ministry totally depends on those that are involved together. Infidelity, misery, miscommunication, abuse, drifting, or divorce, which is an acronym for I'm mad, doesn't have to be a part of your marriage. Wonderful. Yeah, exciting, reviving, enthusiastic, grateful. Lovingly loyal, astounding, and dynamically divine, meaning that we're glad, with peace and sanity. There's a formula for success, just like there's one for failure. We pray without ceasing. We do not leave our marriages up for happenstance or space for the enemy to come in there, because that's the only one that doesn't want to see marriage flourish. The devil. Yeah, he doesn't enjoy that union, because you're both bringing gifts together to go higher. You are representing and representing our Creator, because marriage was ordained. Yes, it was. From the beginning, it was ordained. Information changes situations, just like prayer changes everything and us. No, I am not in covenant yet. I attended several married and engaged couples ministry meetings with my church for numerous years, learning, listening, gleaning, praying, researching, talking, and continuing to talk with married couples. Yeah, I'm on assignment. So as I say, if you have a problem with it, take it up with the Lord. Today is episode 51. And who knows, maybe by 53 we'll be on to either the wives or those that are engaged in the process of going towards marriage. And something was said today that I wholeheartedly believe. It was like, who just said it? Yeah, Dr. Bryant. He said that people that are waiting for COVID to be over in order to get married ain't serious. You just want a ceremony. You want to be seen with a ceremony versus just going ahead, having that covenant, getting married, and then later, that's not off, having a ceremony. And I was like, I said that to somebody. Yeah. They engaged and she wants to have a wedding ceremony. just because she's rented out a place. And I'm like, it is not that serious. Go on ahead and get married. The ceremony is for everybody else. You need to be focusing on the marriage, not, all of this, the hoopla of the dress and the cake and the decorations and the bridesmaids and the grooms and who's gonna walk you down an aisle or not walk you down an aisle, or just all of this superficial. Whereas I'm like, go handle it. That can wait. You can get married now if you were really serious. And then even if that ceremony has to wait a whole year, okay. But at least you in covenant. Yes or yes? Yeah, I guess I just think differently. Yeah, I think differently compared to what whatever. We already know that men and women are different. We can look at the same data and come to a different conclusion or assumption. Most men are solely logic based, while most women are solely emotionally based. However, balance and connection help us both with the logic and the emotion. A lot of miscommunication and confusion would be eliminated if we consider our differences and appreciating working together. The yin and the yang. Women tend to lead with their hearts. Men tend to lead with their minds. Put those two together, though, and they harmonize when you are talking with each other. That's our Creator's brilliance. We ain't supposed to be alike. We're supposed to be different. That's the beauty of it. Puzzle pieces. They're different. But each one of them, if you connect them right, come into a beautiful picture. And I already know this. This ain't for everybody. I don't pretend like it is, and I'm cool. I reach who I'm supposed to reach. Differences, and we appreciate them. They work together. Women, we feel words. Yeah. Men hear words. Heart. Mind. A healthy husband learns how to express his true feelings. If he's at a meeting and it runs late to where he knows his wife is waiting for him, and all of a sudden 10 minutes after that time that he's supposed to get with her, he's calling to say, babe, I'm still, we're in a meeting. We've run over a little bit late. I'm not going to get there at the time that I said I was going to get there, because he knows that his wife is constantly thinking, you said you were going to be here at this time to pick me up. You're not here. Where are you? So she's thinking, he's in the meeting. 20, 30 minutes go by. He knows, the healthy husband knows, hey, I need to go call my wife. This seems to be taking a little bit longer. How much longer are we going to be? Because I need to get to my wife. So when he's like 75 minutes late, she's not that upset. I'm not saying that she won't be upset, but she's not that upset to where she feels like you didn't hold up your word, where she feels like she can't depend upon you to keep your word, to be impeccable with your word. You got to think about that. The meeting on the job is important, okay, but that meeting and job ain't gonna be there when you get sick. They ain't bringing you nada. Moreover, the wife knows she's in a safe space to be able to say what she's thinking and how she's feeling. Not sitting sulking, angry, and upset. Both must comprehend what's been said and what's felt. Ever notice how a man can tell a woman he doesn't like her outfit and she'll change it immediately? Or it's like, I really like the such and such one. Well, that's not as flattering. Yeah, and she'll change it. Whereas a man, the wife may say, I don't like the way that shirt is, it's kind of hugging you and it's bunched up a little bit. He takes that, he thinks about it. More often than not, though, the husband, the man ain't changing his shirt. He'll think about it for the next time. The wife, she'll go change. She took it personally. He took it impersonally. A healthy husband, though, keeps in mind that his wife cares about nearly everything. and may interpret his response as he doesn't care at all. So he works to respond accordingly. When she asks you how your day was, you don't say, oh, it was cool. It was fine. It was good. No. She wants to hear details. And a healthy husband knows that. She almost wants to hear step by step. Well, what happened when you got into the office? And what did you go do? And how did it look? Was there any new material on your desk? Did somebody come in? What did they say? Did you get a phone call? How did this meeting go? They want to hear. And a healthy husband knows that. Yeah, not just, it was good. Yeah, it was cool. It was fine. It was just work. At dinner, the wife may think about what goes with what. The table setting, what she's going to wear. Is she going to shower? Is she going to change her hair? She's going to be just the way that she is. Where the husband, if he's the one making dinner, he's like, I'm already in my clothes. And okay, I got a little something on my shirt because it went through the apron. No big deal. He go sit down. Wife ain't thinking that way. When the healthy husband, has a vision, the wife comes in knowing how to amplify that vision. That's why you have to have a vision to be able to know who it is that you are designed and destined to marry, to connect with. You already doing something. You already see what she's capable of or could potentially add to you. You also see what you could add to her because she's also working in her gift. Yeah. You help her help you make it possible and vice versa. For you, you look at how to get those dreams accomplished. That's what you're doing. One focuses on the what, the other focuses on how, and then it switches depending upon what it is, spiritual, material, intangible. When you want your family to get closer, and she asks you, well, how do you want to do it? What's your suggestion? And you're like, well, you know what? Let's start waking up 30 minutes earlier so we can all pray together as a family before we sit down and eat. But we're going to pray together. That's your plan. That's your specifics. And y'all start doing it. All right? We went over the honeydew from a woman and how her mind won't rest until the need is completed. We also previously discussed how a healthy husband moves in a timely manner. He doesn't let days go by without seeing about what it is that his wife asked about. You don't just sit it in a box or in a compartment and let it go. And a week goes by because she's constantly thinking about it. And then guess what? Like we've talked before, her mind is not at ease. Here she's asked you to do something. And the unhealthy husband is like, I'll get to it when I get to it. But guess what? A couple of days later, you come into her for physical intimacy because that's something that you need. And all she's thinking about is, man, I asked you 2-3 days ago if you would do that because, I'm not able to do it. And that's something that you're capable of doing. Well, able to do it. And it still hasn't been done. But yet you're going to come to me and ask me to get that off my mind, to give myself completely to you physically because now you have a need. A healthy husband wouldn't do that. Not saying that he'll get right to it that day. He ain't gonna need to be reminded 2-3 days. Nope. He won't do that. If she's the one that's doing the most in the home, guess what? It becomes an extension of her. Just like if you're the one working outside of the home, your career, your job, it becomes an extension of you. So if a healthy husband won't do this. But for the husband that throws his dirty clothes on the floor, that's a reflection of her. That's how she feels. That's what you think about me? Because the home is an extension of her. And that's like her going to your job, your career, and just throwing something anywhere. That's an extension of you. Or she's watching you be late every day, or you're late every day because you really don't care. And then you lackluster, you're lackadaisical, mediocre when you go to the job. That's an extension of you. The healthy husband, he ain't doing that. He's 15 minutes early. because that's a reflection of himself. His desk is excellent to the best of his ability because it's an extension of himself. He's not doing all that. His space is on point. It takes both to look at each other's extensions through one another's eyes. The healthy husband also constantly tells his wife that he loves her. He knows her ear gates need to hear it. She's like a well, and your words are a bucket. What's inside of those words pour into the well. She needs to hear it. That water is nourishing. It's refreshing. The water gives life. She also needs stability, not being unsettled in anything. And a healthy husband knows that. He realizes that. He helps her stay out of her guilt-prone mindset. Women have a guilt-prone mindset. And you also fight your own resentment-prone mindset because men have resentment-prone. The unhealthy would rather lash out versus accept responsibility. And he makes his wife the object or target of his anger. Working through this with patience, effort, strength, it takes that. Think about it. I brought up going to dinner or an outfit earlier. You go to dinner, you got your navy suit on, you done put your tie on. Your wife, she done put on a navy jumpsuit, she done put on a navy pantsuit, a navy dress, then she goes to a white dress, then she may go to a yellow dress or a skirt, then she may go to a pink one before she decides which one she really wants to be in. While you're sitting there like, man, can you just choose one and let's go? I'm already dressed. It has to be perfect for her before she goes all the way back around and decides, you know what, I want to kind of match the pink that's in, everything that you got going on here. So I make it pop versus being in navy. That's women. We change. A healthy woman never tells a woman not to change. He never tells his wife not to change because he comprehends that's the way our Creator designed us. That's our mental process. Your wife is supposed to be different from you. Now, there are some women who can choose the first outfit and be like, hey, I'm done. That's it. Cool, let's go. There are women like that. And then there are men who are like, I want to maybe I'll wear the gray suit. It still goes with your pink. More often than not, whatever he chooses first, that's what he's going to wear. Yeah, spontaneity and stability are important in a fulfilled and healthy marriage. One of you is more spontaneous, the other one is more stable. One is usually more grounded, while the other is more adventurous. One leads with their heart, the other one leads with logic. One jumps in, one analyzes and evaluates more often than not. Although the path may be different, the attributes of both working together get them to the same destination. Partners complement one another, and that's with the E. You bring out a greater completeness with the logic and the emotion. I previously spoke on how Dr. Miles Monroe said that he never, in the more than 25 years of marriage, ever spoke a negative word to his wife. Why? Because women feel the words. Men hear them, but women feel them, which means most women put them close to their hearts. So if it's something that's painful, that parasite will grow. It will continue to grow, whether it's heartache, whether it's pain, whether it's anger, it will sit right there, either in her heart or next to her heart, and continue to grow until it has devastating effects. And I wouldn't even put it past that being one of the other reasons why us and we more likely and are the most likely to die from heart failure than any other ethnicity. Our numbers are so high. when it comes to heart attacks. I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of it. You know, thinking about society, we aren't uplifted very much at all. You know, we're expected to be strong. That old strong black woman. Mm-mm. 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 While everyone else gets to be soft and pretty and cherished and taken care of and protected and Mm-mm. 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 A woman remembers the details, and she may hold that to her heart for years. Men, you remember the gist most of the time. You remember the chunk, while she's looking at all the fine lines. Mm-hmm. A healthy husband makes sure that whatever it is that he's saying, his wife comprehends that. It's not just, this is what I said, this is also what I meant, so that she doesn't misinterpret it. That is the art of communication. Everybody is on the same page. You make sure there's comprehension. Both value and learn to speak with comprehension. The logic and the emotional. The personal and the impersonal. One leaps, the other evaluates. One requires reminders, the other rarely forgets. One has the gist, the other has the details. Ain't it so lovely that our higher power made us different? Created us different in several ways. We have to cherish and appreciate the treasures. Yeah. Even our skin is different. You know. The feel of it is different. And it's so beautiful. Think about it. Our Love Dare devotion. Is this on my nail? Comes from day 19. My gosh. Woo! Thinking about tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see this presidency come forward because, as I said, one is the gist, one is the detail. And imagine if Vice President Harris' husband did not support her in her dream because he had the mindset of, if I do that, I'm going to be the first man, you know, the first VP, whatever they're going to call him. There's never been one. That's just not going to feel right. And, you know, you still go by your maiden name. And why don't you just stay as a senator? Nobody else has ever been there before. You're the first one. And it's a 6-year commitment. You only in year 4. Instead, he uplifted her, supported her, backed her. And look at where she is. Where she's going to be come tomorrow morning. I ain't watched no news to see nothing. I'm grateful that as of right now, we ain't had no nuclear explosions, so that button ain't been pushed. My God. Woo. My goodness. Day 819. Oh, wait. It says love is fun. And I can't see anybody, so if you're saying anything, I'll have to go back and look. Enjoy life with the wife you love all the days of your fleeting life. Ecclesiastes 9:9. I don't think I've ever read that. Well, you know, I ain't read the whole Bible, so that's a nice one. Enjoy life with the wife you love all the days of your fleeting life. Marriage was designed to bring delight. You know, the blessings of the Lord, they add no sorrow. we don't need to be adding sorrow either. The Bible says a man should rejoice in his wife and be exhilarated always with her love. Proverbs 5:19. It says he should seek how he may please his wife. What was I talking about? That honey-do? Okay, that honey-do list. Ooh, and she should seek how she may please her husband. That's in 1 Corinthians 7:33 and 34. God intends marriage to be pleasurable for both of you in countless ways. So while marital love goes much deeper than emotions, God created it to be rich with feeling. That's what I was talking about today. He made sexual interaction not merely a fruitful experience, but a pleasurable one. Yeah, both are supposed to enjoy. It's possible. Even though marriage is a oneness that requires hard work, we must not let it lose its sense of joy. God wants to smile on your spouse's face to bring a smile to yours. Yes. Being with the person you love the most was never meant to dissolve into mere duty and obligation. Take pleasure in what God has begun and continues to grow in you. You were not born to bicker, but to bask in joy together, appreciating your differences, appreciating your uniqueness, appreciating the experiences, the culture, the traditions that you bring to the marriage, and making them mesh together as long as it causes no harm. And being able to be cognizant to know what needs to go. Yeah. It's one of God's key places where life united in our higher power becomes abundant. That power of two. Man. So, this one. So, evidently, whatever project that y'all started this week, 4 days. So on the 15th is when that project started. Because now it's the 19th and it's still saying that family project that needs attention, work on it together. Do whatever you can to operate as a team from the beginning to completion. Purpose to encourage each other along the way. Day 19, love is fun. Yes, it is. It's supposed to be. It's up to us whether it is or not. All right. So at the end of the episode, I say faith makes it possible. When all is said and done, you are your spouse's 10 out of 10. And when I say that, I mean that iron sharpens iron. That's Proverbs 27 and 17. I just never added the proverb in it. So since I heard it tonight, I'm going to go ahead and say it. You know it's about the team, and each must put in their unique work, your character, integrity, spirituality, and advancement. Your sis-ba is dependent upon one another. It's so great to love ourselves, to start in the home and then be able to transfer that energy to somebody else and then be loved back. It's so good to be loved back. We have to believe it, receive it, conceive it, never deceive it. Mr. Les Brown's acronym for work, with my added clarity. W is the willingness to do what it takes without causing harm. A willing vessel. O is for optimism, to believe in good and see that it's going to work out for our good. What is that? Romans 8:28. And we know that all things, I believe that is that, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. R is to reinvent self, to go from good to great. Yeah. K is the kindred spirit. Not only to be able to socialize, not only to be able to ask for help, not only to be able to accept help, to have the right connections. In group therapy tonight, it was talking about having accountability partners. I need some people to help push me, to encourage me, to pour into me daily. You know, as a coach of, my sons, my daughters, and all the ones you don't see up there, one thing about it is the season may have ended, but I didn't stop being coach. Ever. It was never one of those where, the season's over, y'all go ahead and do what you're going to do. No. I'm not saying that I can do everything and anything. However, I made a vow, even. Woo! What's that, 15 years ago? Oh, no! 17 years ago. My God. Because they 31. Turning 31 this year. That I would never change my phone number. Ever. It didn't matter to me what relationships I was in, if I got stalked, fools calling my number, whatever, that I would never change my cell number. If they wanted to talk, if there was something I could do, then I was there. And even now, 17 years later, I didn't stop being coach. They're just not directly under me anymore. They're not directly in my environment anymore. When you have a connection, whether it's a prayer warrior, you praying for something, you don't stop just because they got a little bit better. You don't stop checking up on them, things of that nature. Even the last couple of weeks, for as many as I could find, I just went and put a hug on their page, especially if it's one of them that I don't normally see on my timeline to respond to something. Now, I know some of them may have felt a little, well, Coach Love didn't even come to my page this week. And they may feel like I was delayed or that I forgot. I didn't forget. I'm just usually commenting on something that they do. It's the ones who I hadn't seen because I'm usually not on my laptop to see anything flow through my timeline. And I was like, let me go and just give a hug, give a kiss, let them know I'm still thinking about them. I still look at them every day, still think about them every day. I'm still praying for them every day because I'm not ever going to stop being Coach Love. Ever. They ain't going to ever stop being my sons, my daughters. We just ain't in each other's physical environment. No. When you put in work and you love, if you say you love and care about somebody, that energy never dies. It can transfer, but it never dies. Relationship-wise, yeah, got love for you. I ain't in love with you. But if I said I loved you, yeah, I love you. Still do. Just because we ain't together doesn't mean I don't want the best for you. I ain't like that. Because then that means I might stop my blessing. No, sir. Do what you gonna do. As I go, in this Save Our Marriage empowerment with prayer, reflection, inspiration, courageous conversation, and enlightenment or encouragement, if there's something you husbands or wives, and even because I did something that you engaged folks can do, if there's something that you use and it worked, when you post about it, please tag me because I want to see, I want to know, because I don't always get everything on my timeline. I don't see everything. So I'd like to know if there's something that helped enlighten, inspire, light a match, as I used to say to them, under what you are doing. Let me know. If you started something else fun, like next month, I don't know what I'm going to be doing as far as these are concerned, but the Lord dropped something in my spirit today for me to be able to do for myself that I've never done before. And I'm like, hey, let's make that happen. Yeah. And a husband already gave me an idea for a part of it too. He didn't know that beforehand, but it tied in. to everything today. So, yeah, we can comprehend love. Until we die, what you don't have that you envision is possible. It can still happen. Age ain't nothing to our high power. And I don't care what nobody say on earth. You didn't create me. So you can't dictate to me talking about I'm too old or anything else. No. It's possible. Until the day I die. That's the only time it's going to be over for me. When I'm no longer here. And that goes for everyone. All right, ESPN, thank you for that notification. I appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in. I don't see a thing or anyone, which is pretty, other than being able to converse back and forth, I don't need to see how many people are viewing. I'm cool. Most of you are replay viewers anyway. So, thank you for tuning in. Make it a lovely day on this tenacious Tuesday. And our Creator says the same. I will see y'all with episode number, 52? Tomorrow. Yeah. Marriage is still beautiful. It is supposed to be. It can be. It's a great idea. It is. All right. Enjoy your night. Do everything in love. Be loved.